Alicia.
And this is Friday Night Supper Club, and tonight we are actually doing a dessert for dinner. We are bringing you a lemon meringue pie, one of the most requested recipes since we launched the channel.
This is Fine Cooking's recipe, and it is really intimidating. And we're a little more comfortable cooking, but not so much baking. So this is scary for us, but we figured it was the perfect one to come back at you with because I know we've been gone for a few weeks.
You may or may not know that Alicia and I suffer from some geographic challenges. I live in Toronto, Canada. She lives in Los Angeles, USA. So basically, we have to get together in her kitchen to make all of these episodes for you guys. So sometimes we have to take little breaks.
So if there's ever a break, fear not, we're coming back. We just have to get back together and film a little bit more. So we're bringing you this crazy lemon meringue pie. Let's hope it works.
All right, so to get started, we have printed out the recipe. And I should point out that it is 3 pages long.
It felt even longer on the website.
And slightly terrifying. So we are literally going to follow this step by step by
to
step.
a T. We're not taking any shortcuts.
Beginning with
the crust. We have the dry ingredients for the crust going into a Okay, we have flour, sugar, salt, and baking powder.
Baking powder. So this is very unique in the sense that a traditional pie crust doesn't usually use baking powder.
And it's scary because you don't want your crust to rise, which is the purpose generally of a leavener.
That's true. That's true. But this is to make it lighter. You do have to do a couple of extra steps to negate the lightness though, don't you?
That's what the video we watched said, and so we're just gonna listen to all the steps. We can't say for sure this is gonna work, but we really hope it does because this is a lot of work on our Friday night
to not have lemon
we want to be rewarded. All right, so this is going into a bag and then into the freezer for 30 minutes. I don't know what freezing the flour does, but I'm just gonna trust that they know what they're talking about.
Apparently it is hypercritical. All right, our flour is amply frozen. The next step that this calls for is to add half our butter and half our vegetable shortening, which has been frozen.
When I saw frozen vegetable shortening on the list, I thought it was like, I mean, I don't cook with shortening much, let's be real. But I was like, is frozen vegetable shortening something you buy frozen, or do you, because I've never heard of freezing it.
Well, it's the same reason, it's because vegetable shortening is so soft, you don't want it to just smear up your food processor when it goes in there. If you toss these cubes in the flour, they're less likely to get stuck up top on your food processor and not combine. But I could be making that up. Sometimes I do that. This is so much pressure.
All right.
Especially because at the end of the day, if we mess it up, there won't be any lemon meringue pie.
You just tell me when to push the button. 4? That's not the pulse button. This is the pulse button, and now I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the rest of the butter and the rest of the frozen vegetable shortening buttered down.
Pulse again 4 times.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So I'm gonna add the water around the edges.
Okay.
And then you push it into the center.
Yeah.
And we'll do it 1 tablespoon at a time until it starts to create a dough.
I think that this is perfect.
See if you can get it together into a ball. That's the real secret.
We need this in a ball.
That goes into a ball. It's like a fully incorporated thing. It's quite impressive.
Now we gotta chill it.
Fridge or freezer? Fridge, right?
Fridge for 1 hour. The disc has chilled.
We should flour this.
I've done like a basic pie crust a few times, but this recipe just puts so much pressure on it. It's giving me a lot of anxiety.
It is giving everyone a lot of anxiety. This whole recipe, from beginning to end, is just a reason for anxiety.
Yeah.
Do you know that I've never tasted lemon meringue pie?
I don't even know if I've tasted it. I've had lemon bars.
But is that the same thing?
I don't think it's the same. I think it's similar because it's like a lemon, gelled lemon custardy filling on top of a crust. So we're rolling this out to 13 inches because we want it bigger than we need it to fit into that.
And a 9-inch pie crust.
Luckily, we have a 15-inch ruler here. It is a great ruler. Thanks, Westcott.
Are we there?
I think we're pretty good here. So now, get this all
fluid up, and then we're rolling it towards it, right?
Yeah. To pick it up.
Uh-oh. Holler. Alicia, we made that look so easy.
I'm just stressed about how imperfect it is right now.
What do you
Hold on.
mean?
Look at that. That's not even covered.
That's gonna be fine.
Okay, I'm leaving about 3/4 of an inch, but the other side doesn't have 3/4 of an inch to leave, so.
Now that we have handled this so much, it's getting very warm. So the next step is actually chilling this again for 30 minutes.
And we are going to keep the scraps for later, just in case. We don't even need to make them a ball, just keep them flat so that we can use them to patch.
Because
if we
the
need.
video has
Yeah.
assured us there will be cracks in this
Yes.
thanks to that baking powder.
The crust has chilled, so we are going to dock it, which is a fancy way to say poke some holes in it.
The pressure of this is real. And like, we watched a video tutorial on this, and I will just tell you, this woman took her pie crust very seriously.
Which
Would you
made
not
us
agree with
feel
that?
like we need to make sure we follow every single rule.
And that's where we learned the term docking as well. While Alicia is docking away, I am going to be just buttering up some foil. You want to butter it really liberally because we are going to be placing our foil butter side down onto our pie crust, and then we are going to be weighting our pie crust. And why do we do that?
Because we don't want any bubs. No bubs.
Please don't stick, please don't stick, please don't stick.
Butter side down.
Instead of pie weights that are very expensive, we're using beans.
Beans, dry beans, and you can use them over and over again to bake in your pies. Ooh, they feel nice.
This is headed onto a baking sheet and into the oven at 425 for 15 to 18 minutes.
Oh my gosh, it's lightly golden.
I think this is good. So we're supposed to let this cool for 30 seconds before
1,
we are brave
2,
stars and we try to remove this.
4. Okay, it's been 30 seconds. Oh my god, it's not gonna work.
Patch.
Let's just take it out together.
1,
Slowly.
2, 3. Okay, this is not bad. This is, so because of the baking powder, you get these holes.
Yeah.
But not to worry, we have little bits of dough to fix it right up.
This
Look
is
at me, I'm
actually
like so positive today.
I was being dramatic, I think.
Oh my god, it's not gonna work.
This could have been worse. You're right. So now it goes back in with nothing on top.
For another, I think, 12 to 15 minutes at a lower temperature. It's very fickle, this recipe, everyone. Our pie crust is officially out of the oven. It's a little more golden than I think we probably would have wanted, but it looks and smells
It
good.
smells so good. I just want to eat it like this.
It has been sitting for 15 minutes, so it's really starting to cool, which means it is time for us to work on our filling. Another epic step in this lemon
One I'm
meringue
the most
extravaganza.
worried about. Because this is where it gets all sciencey, and I don't understand all the chemistry of this.
It really does get quite
So
sciencey
let's
at
just
this
hope
point.
it works. Okay. What am I doing?
Sugar, cornstarch, and salt go into a saucepan, and then we're going to add to that a 1/4 cup of water. But now it is doing exactly what they say it's going to do, which is getting jelly.
Oh, all the jellies.
Jelly, jelly, jelly. So once it's a semi-translucent
It
gel,
is. It is.
So we're removing the pot from the heat
Okay, a 1/2 cup.
into my egg yolk standing by. And I'm gonna whisk. So we're bringing that back on the heat now. Medium low, gently
With a
pulling it
whisk.
from the sides.
This is so scary. It's happening so fast.
And it also already looks like a meringue, which is kind of exciting.
And it's yellow, and there's not even any lemon in it yet.
I don't think I realized,
How the-
although I'm so clueless, like that the yellow actually came from egg yolks.
Yeah, and not from lemon.
Makes good sense.
So we have the bubbles. We're gonna stir it for just 1 more minute, and then we can add in all the other goods.
This is a lot of
I know.
patience that we've exercised.
I'm removing from the heat.
I'm gonna follow you over. We're going to dot the butter, and then you're burying it under so it melts.
Yes.
Buried.
We're gonna just let the heat of the filling melt the butter.
The butter.
So the butter has melted. I am whisking while you add in
Lemon juice.
freshly squeezed lemon juice.
1/3 of a cup. And our lemon zest. Let's be honest. All the lemon flavor really is gonna come from this zest.
But none of the color.
None of the color. The color all comes from egg yolks. Who
So
would have thunk it?
interesting.
Our pie crust is set, it's cooled, and the final step before this goes in here is actually creating a protective layer. And to do that, this recipe calls for ground ginger snaps.
I
Kind
love
of
ginger snaps.
Genius. And they protect the bottom of your pie from getting soggy under the wet filling.
Are we
Kinda
ready
smart.
for this to go in?
I was born ready.
You ready?
Dude. We made it through your scariest part. The meringue for me is probably the scariest part.
We've
but
said that every time. We're like, the crust is the scariest.
I think
the
you're right.
filling's the
we
scariest.
probably have said that each time. That looks incredible.
This looks legit.
It's thick and gelatinous and exactly
It's gonna
I think what
set.
it's supposed to look like. And then this is gonna set for 30 minutes before we get this meringue on top
At
and
room
wrap
temperature.
This puppy up. Our crust is made. Our filling is setting, which means we are on the last page of this epic recipe, and that is the meringue.
Egg whites are being lightly frothed.
We have a nice hand mixer ready for you, but no. To start, this is all hand.
So now that it's frothy, we're adding sugar 2 tablespoons at a time with 5 seconds of whisking in between additions of the sugar.
All sugar, sugar, all honey, honey.
Now we're gonna put this on top of the water so it steams like a double boiler, and you're going to continue to whisk it
Yes.
so it doesn't cook.
What we're looking to do is to dissolve all that sugar, which is going to be made a little bit easier because we did use superfine, which is great. And then we also want to just gently heat up our meringue, and we're looking for a temperature of 115 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit,
Or lukewarm like a baby's bottle. All right, so we have vanilla extract going in along with some cream of tartar.
cream of tartar is the secret to a great meringue.
Off the heat, and
And
we're
all yours.
starting on low, starting to just whip it up. So we want
Whip it good.
medium to stiff peaks.
Video.
I'm going to flip this bowl on Sarah Lynn's head, and if it stays, then it's good enough to go. And if it doesn't, then we lose all our work.
I don't think it's gonna stay. I must really trust you in your peaks, lady.
It worked. Okay, it's done. It's done. I mean, it's not completely done, but this part's done.
You're dolloping this by spoonfuls on the outside edge. So you want nice big spoonfuls. And the idea is we are going to seal in the filling. It's critical that the filling is sealed and protected by the layer of meringue.
You don't want any holes.
One person has to go around the edge and seal to the crust,
But don't you also
and the
bring it to
other
the
person
center?
goes
Okay.
in and can seal towards the.
You do whatever one you want.
I don't care. I'll seal towards
I'll
the crust
seal
if
in.
you want. We're basically going to take our remaining meringue and create these pretty little spike patterns, like a little mountain. And you want it to be higher in the center.
You got legit peaks, girl.
Whoa, nice peaks.
All
5
right.
minutes, that's all this takes. 5 glorious minutes.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
gosh.
quite pretty from that
It
angle. This is legit.
It worked. I mean, we don't know. That's the problem, is now we have to wait an hour before.
is beyond torture. We have
can
these
cut it.
gorgeous golden peaks. And like, if you eat it too soon, you risk collapsing it. Like, it's a very fickle beast. It can't be in any drafts.
Right. Yeah, no, we can't have any air, nothing. It needs to be just left alone. No one can be in this room to even risk it.
But if we can cut into this and it comes out as a piece of actual lemon meringue pie, it will have all been worth it. Okay, this big? How big?
I mean, we're sharing, so.
You got it.
It's gonna break.
I can feel you. I made it too big. No, you got it. Sister, that is a piece of, oh no! You got it. This is pie perfection.
Look at the layers.
Seriously, there isn't a bit of ooze in the filling, and that is what we heard was like the biggest problem, that you get a squishy, oozy filling.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're
it's
eating
perfect.
it already.
I
You're
just
eating
had,
it
I had
already.
some of the crust. I couldn't resist. Oh my gosh. It tastes like it's from a fancy restaurant.
Holy smoke. First of all, that meringue
It's so light.
is so fluffy and beautiful. The filling is perfectly,
It's perfectly
It's
gelled.
perfectly
And it
gelled.
like melts in your mouth. The whole thing melts in your mouth. Even the crust being so buttery, it just falls apart. Oh my gosh.
This may be one of the best things we've ever made.
And we don't even know if we've ever had lemon meringue pie.
I know confidently I've actually never had lemon
This
meringue
is,
pie.
it is similar to a lemon bar, but much better. Because a lemon bar it's like more set.
This is light as air.
The way all 3 layers go together, I don't even have to chew the crust. It just disintegrates in my mouth with the rest of the pie.
Guys, we definitely recommend you give this a try. We will link the full recipe in the description box below so you can try it at your own Friday night supper club.
And if you do try this or anything else out that we've tried, be sure to tag us on social. All of our account information is in the description. And we'll see you next Friday with a brand new episode. And the Friday after that, and the Friday after that, and the Friday after that, because we've got a lot of episodes coming.
Woo!
Okay.
We may still be eating this pie by then.
It's gonna be gone soon.
I bet you that the crew is going to devour this pie in the next like 5 minutes.